Shirley Valentine by Willie Russell. A solo by Abby Russell. I saw her face a few weeks ago, Marjorie Major. I hadn't even heard of her for years. It's funny the way things are linked. But they are once in your town, loaded with shopping bags. It always follows that every bus ever made disappears, falls off the face of the earth. Well, I'm standing there like a drowned rat. My hair is in ruins, and I've got mascara lines running down my face to my feet. So I thought, get a taxi. Of course, the taxis had gone into hiding along the buses, so I'm just rooting in my bag, looking for something to slash my wrist with when this big white car pulls up to the hotel, and of course I'm standing right in a puddle, and as the wheels go through it, half the puddle ends up over me, and the other half in my shopping bags. Well, all I wanted to do by this time was scream. So I did! I opened my mouth standing there in front of the hotel and let out a scream. I could have been arrested, but I didn't care. Well, I was in mid-scream when I noticed this woman get out of the white car and come storming towards me. She's dead elegant. You know, she's walking through this torrential rain, and I guarantee not one drop of it was landing on her. But the second she opened her mouth, I knew who she was. I recognized those elocution lessons anywhere. Forgive me for asking, but you didn't used to be Shirley Valentine. I just stood there staring and dropping, and the next thing, she's apologizing for half drowning me, and she's pulling me into the hotel and across the lobby into the lounge. I'm thinking, well, Marjorie, you've waited a long time for your revenge. But you've got me good now, haven't you? Well, so, go on, spare me the torture. Well, the knife, and quick, and just put the knife in quick and let's get it over with. But she didn't come lording it over me at all. And man, did we have a great afternoon together. You know, she told me about the places she works, Bangkok, New York, Milan, and didn't know what she told me when we were at school. She wanted to be like me. And there's the two of us sitting there at Adelphi. Adelphi. One's like something out of Dynasty. One's like something out of the bag. And in Washington, we're having a great time confessing all those years ago we wanted to be like each other. I was sad when I thought about it, like the two of us couldn't have been great friends teaching our class. I could have sat there forever. Neither of us wanted to leave. But then when the time caught up with us, Marjorie had gotten into her plane. And you know something? She didn't want to go. Paris, she had to go. Paris, France, and she didn't want to. And out of the way, do you know what she did? She leaned forward and kissed me right there on the cheek. It was the sweetest kiss I've known for years. And then she held my shoulders and glanced at me and said, "Goodbye, Shirley Valentine!" On the way home, on the bus, I was crying. I don't know why. I'm staring out the window, tears dripping down my cheeks. And me, there's this voice that keeps saying, I used to be Shirley Valentine. I used to be Shirley Valentine. I used to be Shirley Valentine. What happened? Who turned me into this? I don't want this. Do you remember her? Remember Shirley Valentine? She got married to a boy called Joe, and one day she came to live here, and even though her name, she changed to Bradshaw, she was still Shirley Valentine. For a while she knew she was. She used to laugh a lot, didn't she? She used to laugh with Joe when the pair of them did things together, when they made this kitchen together and painted together. Remember when they first painted and the silly boogers painted at each other as well, stood here, the pair of them having a paint fight, covering each other from head to foot in yellow paint, and then the two of them thinking they're dead, daring, getting in the bath together. And the water was so yellow that he said it was like taking a bath in vanilla ice cream. And then Shirley Valentine watched his hair, and she kissed his head and knew what happens really meant. What happened? Well, what happened to the pair of them two, Joe and Shirley Valentine? Somewhere along the way, the boy called Joe turned into him, and Shirley turned into this, and I can't remember, is the day of the week or the month or when it happened, when it stopped being good, when Shirley Valentine disappeared, becoming just another name